Well, we had a workout on Monday, and then the first official practice was yesterday.
So you're obviously really early, though. Your early impressions of the team.
We've got some good depth. I think we have some good youngsters that in time will be good players for us. I'm a little excited right now, and I may change my story later, but I think we can. We've always been that team that plays 6, 7, 8 players, and that's about it. I think this year maybe we're looking at 8, 9, 10, 11 players they could play this year coming off the bench, so that's something that's a little bit different for us. I think we're hardworking like we normally are. I think we've got a pretty good post game, maybe one of the best post games we've ever had since I've been here. In terms of having players of size and skill and ability and the proper work ethic. I think we're young, 12 underclassmen, but it's going to be interesting. I think there's a lot of potential there.
It feels like turning the page because really your last two starters, Kara and Lindsay, from that championship squad are now gone. So leadership-wise, who will be your leaders?
Well, we're going to lean on our seniors, Becca Shrimshire and Jasmine Lemon. And I also think that Annalie Palachicho is developing into that leadership type role. I think what's left for Annalie is to play a little bit more and prove herself a little bit more on the court. I think off the court she does all the right things. Great attitude, works hard, great student. And then some of our youngsters, there's some youngsters that I think you can see it in them. When they get older, they're going to be good leaders. I think Katrina Bukovicin has an amazing attitude. It's extremely positive and uplifting about everything. And you can kind of see her potentially down the road developing into that role. But in terms of this year, you're looking at Becca, Jasmine, and Annalie.
Some young girls played last year. They were complementary roles.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to step up and maybe be more of a major contributor this season? What do you expect?
Well, I think all of them have the potential. It's interesting how hard Lindsey Brown and Grace Kenyon have worked. So Lindsay and Grace did not play at all last year. They were both sitting out the year recovering from ACL surgery. It's funny, they're from the same general area in Washington. They were AAU teammates. They've been friends for a long time. They both sat out together. But they've worked extremely hard. Lindsey Brown is one of our top performers in the weight room right now. I think she just set a new record for bench press. Grace Kenyon has done a great job of working really hard and converting herself from being a forward into more of a guard. And she's close to 6 feet tall, so we could have a guard that's nice, tall and long. I think there's great possibilities in those two, as well as everybody else. Charisse Portia, the first couple of days of practice, has looked really good too. Smarter, and that just came from experience. She's finishing a little bit better, going at the basket. She understands what the team needs to be doing when. So I think you look at Charisse and Lindsay and Grace.
Are you guys going to play differently at all? You mentioned the depth, and I'm sure you'll still be a defensive-oriented team, but will you run faster, maybe shoot less threes, or post more? I mean, will you at all be different?
I think there's a possibility just with our size to maybe do some more things going towards the basket, whether it's penetration or low post, although we still have some pretty good three-point shooting. That's another great thing about our forwards this year is they all can shoot the three. Every single one of them is a three-point threat. But I could definitely see us maybe going inside a little bit more or penetrating a little bit more, and hopefully maybe that leads to getting on the free throw line a little bit more. But it's still motion offense. It's still man-to-man defense. The core of our belief system is simplicity and execution. We're just going to keep it simple and do what we do and try to do it better than you do it.
When I think of your team offensively the last few years, you've had Lindsay Reed, Oaks, Vela, Pickering, girls who one-on-one could make things happen,
mm-hmm.
and that's really big in the 5 minutes of the second half type of thing. Do you have someone who can do that this year, or are you going to rely on more girls in that system to really do well?
Well, I think kind of in a roundabout way what you're getting at is like a go-to player.
Yeah.
What I would call like a go-to player. You need a big bucket and who can make a play. I think there's going to be times where different people do that. I think one of our new players from Chicago, Epiphany Woods, could do that. She's got some tremendous individual ability in terms of explosiveness, being able to shoot the perimeter shot and going at the basket and posting up. I think Grace Kenyon as a guard is a tough matchup too in certain situations. So, you look at Grace and potentially Epiphany as go-to players. And then Jasmine Lemon has really developed her perimeter shooting even better. She used to be a really good player going at the basket. She's small, she's only about 5'4", but she's quick with good ball handling. But her pull-up is looking really good right now. So in a situation where you need a big bucket, you might be able to put Jasmine in a situation where she can hit a big pull-up or hit a big outside shot. And then you have Becca Shrimpsher, who can shoot the three. She probably is not as good doing things off the dribble, but if you need a three-point shot, you could probably set her up for something.